Hello guys, I welcome you to today's edition of the graphic design class. I'm so excited at how far we have come. It's really far, but we've done really good. So today we'll be designing a poster. We'll be making a poster, and we'll be working with two categories: birthday poster and also quote posters. So for the birthday posters, we'll be working with 3 samples, and for the quote posters, we'll be working with 3 samples also. So let's head on to our Pixel Lab as we design the first birthday poster. Open your app. Now we are in the app now. First thing to do is I'll change the background. Before that, let me delete this text on the screen. I delete it. Now change the background to white. Come on, white. Okay. Now I will be designing a birthday poster for a popular gospel artist, Travis Green. So I downloaded some of his images and I edited it. Though I couldn't get some clear image, the ones I got, they are not really clear, but we'll manage it and work with that. So first thing, let me import the image. I've already removed the background like I said before, so I go to from gallery. Now let's go to where save the image. Whenever you're working for a client or making a design for yourself, make sure you use a very good image that can be erased properly. So this is the image we'll be using for our first design. And when we come here, there's something I want you to do when you get here. Based on the design I want to make, I would clip this a bit, but you see it's looking a bit poor. So what I do is I click on this 1:1. I click on it. Now it's perfect. Okay, no need for readjustment. I click on good. Okay. Now I bring it here. I align perfectly to the center. I think the size is too big. Let's reduce a bit. Okay. Now I align to the center. Okay. Now next, let me pin it first. Next thing I want to do is to add text. Okay, I go to my text and I click on edit. Type the name Travis Green. Okay, I come to fonts. The font I want to use is Made Tommy Black. Okay, this is the font we are using, and I increase the size. Then I come to alignment. I want it to be perfectly aligned to the center. Okay, now the spacing between the font is too big. I reduce it. I go to line spacing and I reduce it. Okay, now I think the size is not really big. I increase the size. I make necessary adjustments. I align to the center. Relative position, I align to the center. Okay, the line spacing is still a bit much, so I go to line spacing again and I reduce it. Okay, seems perfect this way. Now I come to my color. Go to color. Color I'll be using is bit dark. Okay, I think this color will be nice. Let's make it a bit light. Okay, this color is good for what we want to do. Okay, now I move the position downwards a bit because I want to write happy birthday on top of it. So I come to text again. I click on edit. I write happy birthday. Okay, I move it down to the center position. I go to fonts. I go to pleasant. Now I bolden it a bit. I go to style, I go to bold. Now the color of this text, I want it to be a color from the image we are using. So I click on plus, I go to color picker, I go to the image. Now I want it to be this color of this shirt. Place it there and I click on good. Okay, relative position. Okay, I align it perfectly. This is okay. So the next thing I want to write is I want to add is birth date. So I click on new text, I click on edit. Then he was born on the 17th of January. So I type 17, give it a little space, January. Let's make the January just Jan. Okay. Now I go to fonts. Go to fonts. Let's use the Made Tommy font again. But this time let's use regular. Okay. Now I use my hand to move it. I reduce the size. To 17 should be okay, or 15. 15 should be okay. Now I align now to the center position. Now what I want to do now is I can bolden this. Let's see if we can bolden the font since it's regular. Okay, yes, we can bolden it. So I just boldened the font. Then I go to background. I increase the left and right padding. Increase it. I want it to align with the birthday. The right side to align with the birthday and the left side to align with the happy. Okay. Let's go this way. Now I'll go to the color of the font and I change the color to white. I want it to be white. Now for my background, I want the color of the background to be color we picked, and that is this. So what I want to do now is I move it down a bit. So this is our design, but we can add some other effects to it to make it look very, very beautiful. So I want to add a shape now. I come to my shape, I select shape, I make it a circular shape. Then I go to my fill. I don't want it to have any fill color, so I reduce the opacity. Now I go to stroke. I increase my stroke width by 1, and I go to stroke color. I make the color of this Travis green, which is this color. Okay. Now I would resize this. Be careful not to increase the width, just resize it. Okay, I align to this position. What I want to do is I increase the size again. Relative position, I align. Now move it forward. Okay, I can also increase the size again. Okay, I think the size is okay this way. Now I move it again, then the relative position, I place it very well. Then I click on the image. Okay, I think it's pinned already. Okay, I move it forward. I go here, I click on this to move it forward. So this image think we should increase the size of the shape again. So I go onto the shape and increase the size. Okay, let me align it again, this time position. Okay, perfect. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to achieve. Now for this image, I can move it because it seems it's tilting its head to the right a bit, so I want to rotate it a bit so that it will appear to be straight. So I rotate it a bit. I think it's perfect this way, or let me rotate it again. If you can't use this to rotate it, you can just move on to the rotate here. Rotate, angle, let's make it 3 or 2. 3 is fine. So this is our design. Think it's too clubbed together, so I'll move this 17 January down a bit. Move it a bit, position. Okay, then I do same for the Travis Green, position. Then the happy birthday, I move the position down. Okay, this is the design we have made now. This is looking beautiful. Now last thing for us to do is to copy this image. I go to copy, increase the size and align to the center position perfectly. Okay, now what I want to do is I can remove the rotates now. Not really important, so I removed it. Align again to the center position. Then I reduce. What I want to do is I want to go to the color filter and reduce the saturation to make it look black and white. Then I move the text to back, the image rather to back. Then what I want to do now is I'll go to opacity and reduce the opacity so that it will appear as if nothing was even added. So I reduce the opacity to 3. Okay, 3 is okay. So I think I'm done with this design. I can save this design now. Happy birthday, Travis Green, 17 January. This is a very simple but classy design. Now I can save it, but before I save, there's something I want to do, another technique I can show you. So I go to this Travis Green test, and what I do is I go to coloring. I make the color transparent so that nothing would appear. Then I move on to stroke. I add stroke. Now I make the stroke width, I make it just 1. Okay, now for the stroke color, what I want to do is I want to make it a gradient, and I want the gradient to contain both the yellow color and the color will pick from the shirt. So what I do is this. Okay, let this one be the yellow color, something like this, I think. Okay, and the other one, this one here, I make it the color picked from the shade. Let me pick another color, which is this. This is looking good now, so I click on OK. Now you see the effect has added to our text, making our text look beautiful. So I can click on save as image. So that brings us to the first birthday design work. Let's move on to the second. See you in the next video.